part when a lot of our customers come into is our repro side, where we have 2 different backup doors. It's all white and nice and clean, where we can power wash it down, keep it for as clean as possible for biosecurity. As the sheep kind of go around, it's kind of a natural rolling system. So they come through, through the bigger pens, they go into a smaller area, they go into the chute system, and then they're able to be loaded onto cradles and go into the big barns to start our AI process. So the door rolls up as we start, move the cradles in to where we'll perform the AI. So in here we have light, a light source, the same one that you'd see in a hospital. We have a trocar for insufflating the animal. So the third one, we have a trocar where we'd actually use the semen pipette to push into the uterine horn. We specialize in live baby lambs. We also specialize in live semen sales. We have actually 1,000 club lamb females that produce anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 live babies per year. So there's 16 pens. We're gonna hold right at 15 to 20 donors based on the day that we're gonna do our procedure. It allows us to super ovulate these girls in a protocol that can allow them to have multiple embryos. We set the barn up for kind of 2 different seasons. So Iowa, we have negative 20 degrees in the winter. We have 85 to 95 degree days with high humidity. So now we're kind of right in the nice beginning of summer. So our curtain on the south side of the barn, it drops down. The fans on the north side open back up, and we cross ventilate so we have a good flow of air. So along with that too, in the winter, we have the 2 radiant heaters that kind of are off the ceiling, so they keep the 2 outsides of the alleyways underneath the lambs. They'll keep those really warm, so that way the lambs can actually be probably 5 degrees to 10 degrees warmer than would be in the middle of the barn. Customers who are coming through to look at baby lambs, they're also warmer underneath those heaters too. But we try to design it where it's everything's in small groups, so they can go through and they look at 30 lambs at a time in each one of the pens. We just let them kind of flow through the barn at their own pace, and they can decide, try to start prioritizing which lambs they want to look at. Our lambing barn is one of the things that makes us really unique. So we designed it kind of off of a pig nursery barn. People in the sheep industry, it's very unique for us. So we have a plastic slotted floor that allows us to not have to use bedding, but also allows us to keep the pens clean for the sheep. But we'll actually be able to hold 400 females in here at one time. One other thing that makes us unique is we're one of the few people that uses nipple waters. With our plastic floor, it allows any of the excess water to drop down into the pit. The original barn was from this overhead door you can see to this overhead door, and we designed it to be able to drive through and feed so that we could do everything inside. So whether it was negative 20 degrees, at least the feed truck and the equipment was inside. With our expansion, we actually just kind of leave it open. So that way, in theory, as the sheep come in, we can move them from barn to barn without having to go outside the elements. So this would be our original nursery barn, which was set up similar to the one up on the hill. We'll use it for actually when a customer wants to bring a ram in for us to collect it. We actually house the rams in these pens. One of the biggest parts of our operation is our ram barn. So here we have, there's 5 individual pens on the north side for our buck lambs and our mature buck, and we have 6 pens on the south side for mature bucks. So this was actually our old embryo transfer room and AI room, which as we moved into the new facility, we actually converted into a full service semen freezing lab. Not only ship out fresh semen, we also freeze semen on site. Have our semen evaluation area where we have a microscope that they can go through and they can test the semen to make sure it's high enough quality, our live percentage, our abnormalities, everything is correct in that regard. So the hoop barns are the first building that was actually on this site that we built. So they are a low economic option for housing for livestock. They're 36 foot wide. They're actually 620 feet long, so almost like the same length as 2 football fields. This hoop barn we use for our recipient use, so these actually had embryos put into them right at 15 or 20 days ago. We designed it as a drover's alley, so as the ewes can go over to the north side of the barn, which is on dirt, we can also lock them over, and then we can drive our feed truck through and feed on both the south side and the north side, so we get more bunk footage. We can actually fit 1,000 females in this barn with only 620 foot of length by having the drover's alley on both sides. So our commodity shed is one that it's kind of been a transition. So as we started the operation, we fed a little bit more of a commercially based feed for our ewes. Now we kind of use it for a lot of storage. So we have our grain bin, which holds, of course, just normal, nice Iowa yellow #2 corn. Our goal on lambs to sell for customers is right at 600 to 700. We're a larger producer, so we sell to everybody. So the barn is set up where it has 6 individual pens. There's a back area where the animals can stay at during the day. At night, we'll raise the doors up and they'll be able to go outside into a little bit of dry lot. One of the bigger struggles for us is having young kids like Mackenzie and like Madison is trying to figure out how that they can catch their sheep without hurting the sheep, without hurting themselves. So we designed this catch pin in the front of all the pens so that they can bring them into. We have the one area designed for dry area, run them on stands. So we take leg wraps off, put leg wraps back on, run the blowers. We have another area that on the other side, which is designed for rinsing legs, washing sheep for the shows and so forth. The two items that we use for our exercise program are both a hot walker, or horse walkers, and then the tie-on treadmills. Then after the lambs have been on the walker, we'll take them back over, we'll blow their legs dry, we'll rewrap their legs, and we'll put them back in the pen to allow them to go back to the night feeding. I'm Tyson Rule with Rule Sheep Company. Thank you for visiting our barns.